specifically Jalen Smith. He has been receiving high praises from both insiders and coach PJ Fleck. PJ called him as good as any freshman receiver he's ever had. Um, what do you both think? What are your expectations for Smith? Do you think he's going to be the number one receiver? Or is PJ just blowing it up or you know what's like always? Kurt, what do you think?
Listen, I think Jalen Smith does have the talent. I believe it. It's probably a good thing, right? It's encouraging that Ryan Burns and other reporters are bringing him up without the hype of the coaches. And but yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards option two. I'm not saying he's going to be a dud, but like it's just another season of PJ hyping up a young receiver for us all to get excited about, and I just got to believe it to see it at this point. We've had guys like Michael Brown Stevens, TJ McWilliams, countless athletes come in and leave without doing anything. So, and they've been praised by coach in the past. So, I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player. This article got me super excited that they seem to have like a guy that's in the room that they look at as like, okay, this guy's going to develop into our number one. But as far as I read the article that Ryan Burns put out, like he's expecting him to contribute this year. I hope he does. I'm just not counting on him to be a major factor this year, just with how it's gone the past few years of getting these young guys involved early. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope him and Coleman and all the young guys that they're really excited about are out there making big plays for us. Sounds like he certainly has the ability to do that, but I'm at a wait and see moment, I guess, for this one.
Yeah, no, I
Max?
agree with you, Kurt. Yeah, I mean that's pretty high praise from PJ to say that he's as good as any freshman wide receiver that he's seen, just because we've had a lot of talented wide receivers come through that
We've
room.
had Rashad Bateman, man. That guy
Yeah,
was like the best true freshman receiver we've had in like, I don't know, since Decker. Like, I don't know, a long
right.
time.
Yeah, I mean I think of it like even when I know there's a lot of guys in front of him, and I feel like it's kind of the same situation where even Daniel Jackson as a freshman or sophomore, like he looked really good. It was hard for him to get on the field because there's a lot of guys in front of him that were just better and more seasoned and just didn't utilize him right away. So I could see it in a
Right.
couple of years. Maybe he's the number one guy. Maybe he's already the number three guy. I don't know at this point, but um, definitely not having a lot of expectations for this season. But if he produces some, then I think that kind of gives you a glimpse into what the future holds. There's a lot of guys in that room, and if he's already passing them up, then he's doing something right.
Yeah, I usually it is interesting, PJ really does expect to have trust in his players on the field. He's really big on that. If you fumble, drop passes, we see kind of what happens. You're not really seen from again. He really wants to trust you to make plays out there. I do think that he'll be a great player, but again, I'm with you guys. I don't know if he's going to be the number one option. I mean, I look at little Mickey Brockington. He seemed to be that guy that's going to take over the reins, right, for Daniel Jackson or Javon Tracy, right? He looks like he could be a pretty good wide receiver for us as well. So the depth in that wide receiver room is great. Ultimately, it's just down to, I guess, who does Drake Lindsay kind of have that relationship with? Who is he really
Yeah.
connecting with and gelling with and practicing in the games? Who's going to be the guy that's going to get all those targets, receptions? So that's to be seen, but I would like to think it's probably going to be someone that has been in this locker room with Drake Lindsay this whole time. And I think it's got to be Lemecki, probably.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say though about Jalen Smith, if we're gonna go really optimistic for how he could be this year, he's getting praised for growing as PJ says everyone does, but being able to catch it on the run and then make people miss with the or run past people with his speed. So he's doing both the physical part of just being a good athlete, running past people, but also having the technique and athleticism to catch it in stride and look natural doing it. So if you want to be optimistic about it, I would say that that's not a lot of praise we've heard for the young guys. It's oh, he's like super athletic, but really got to polish up his route running, got to learn how to sit in spots and whatnot in zone coverage. Sounds like he's on top of all that so far. So maybe he will be what he can be hyped up as of now. So I mean, I would love it because we brought in a lot of good guys, but it's not a ton that have produced in the Big Ten outside of Loyola, right? And Tracy's
Right.
jumping up from the MAC level, and then it's a bunch of guys just kind of thrown together that, again, they like their traits. How are they going to develop? We don't know. Maybe Jalen Smith can step in and be that guy.